Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with the Soul. I'm Rita Hickman, and I'm a body-mind expert and shiatsu massage therapist in the Chicagoland area. So today's topic, I've been talking about shamanism all week, and today's topic is about ego and humility. Good morning, Jason. How nice to see you. Good morning, Kate. Nice to see you, too. And Marcia. We'll give a few more seconds to see who else is going to come on. Okay, so today's topic is on shamanism and ego versus humility, and it's the last one in a series. Good morning, Bonnie. It's the last one in a series I've been doing all week. And good morning, Kathy, on shamanism. Good morning, Janine. How nice to see you. So, okay, here we go. So yesterday, as you probably knew, I had Thanksgiving at my house with my family, and part of my project for the last couple years has been healing the relationship in my family. And yesterday went great, in case you were curious. Everybody felt like they were an honored guest in my home, and because of that, we were all relaxed and we enjoyed each other's company, and it was probably one of the best Thanksgivings we've ever had. Now, it wasn't one of those over the top, everybody's having an amazing time sort of Thanksgiving. Good morning, Manjeet. But it definitely was of us putting down our egos and putting down our boundaries and our guards and starting to connect and relax with each other. And trust me, it's a big difference from what it was when I was a kid. So today is that ego versus humility sort of thing. You know, when things work out like these Thanksgivings, or when you work with someone in a shamanic sort of state of mind, you know, you have to have a certain amount of ego. You have to have a certain amount of confidence, because that's what helps people feel secure and comfortable. You know, in the past, when people would come to my home, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable and I'd feel on edge, and everybody would feel that. And because of that, the energy would go down quick, and people's coping skills and bad habits and whatnot would come into play. And so the energy would go downhill. You know, there's a woman that I met many years ago, and when I met her, I thought she was kind of a kook. I have a lot of opinions about things. Anyways, at the time, I thought she was. And by then, I was smart enough to know that whatever I'm uncomfortable with or whatever that I laugh at, I need to look at a little closer. So when I met her, she said, she wanted to be the type of healer that she could heal people as soon as she walked in a room. And I didn't understand that. I thought that was quite a big ego she had there. You know, that she could just heal people. Heal people of what? Heal people of, you know, cancer. Heal people of, you know, flatulence. I don't know. I have no idea. But I thought, well, that's got a really big ego to think you can walk into the room and heal people. But as a healer, as someone who does shamanic work, as someone who is an energy worker, a social worker, a psychologist, or whatever it may be, you need to have a big enough ego that it helps other people feel comfortable. It helps other people feel like they can let down their guard and trust you. If you don't have that level of confidence, if you don't have that level of ego, then the work doesn't work as well, because people don't feel safe. They don't feel safe enough to be comfortable. So how do you get around this? Because, you know, if you're smart and if you are experienced, if you've got any sort of a brain in your head, good morning, Lori, you know that you don't know everything. You know there's a whole heck of a lot that you have no idea about what you're talking about. Good morning, Martina. And so in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, is this going to work? I hope this works. You know, it kind of worked before. I hope I don't screw up. You know, in healing work, in shamanism, and in anything that's mysterious and on the edge, failure is inevitable. Because something that you do with one person isn't going to work with another person. Something that worked once tomorrow isn't going to work. And so you have to keep experimenting and opening up new boxes and trying new things. And this is where the humility comes in. You know, for a lot of people who do shamanic work, one of the things that I've seen is that the ego starts to take control. It starts to take hold. You know, I can't tell you how many people have walked in my door who've seen therapists and counselors and physical therapists and social workers and ministers and all of this stuff. And when they spoke to them, when they worked with them, they said, this is absolutely what you need to do. And the other person said, wait, that's not right for me. A good story is a woman that I work with who has had a selfish and demanding mother for a very long time. And when she was in therapy, her therapist told her, you just need to get rid of your mother. You just need to cut off ties. You just need to walk away. That's what you need to do. For this woman who's always taken care of her mother, and her mother's now, in her 80s, that was the most ridiculous thing you could ever hear. That, she said, that boat's already sailed. That it's too late to cut off my mother. This is the relationship. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. How do I navigate it? How do I survive it? That was what she wanted to know. Not how to cut off ties and abandon somebody that she loved and abandon family, but how do you survive situations like that? It's like saying, oh, you've got a crazy kid. Well, just, kick him out the door. Why don't you do that? Oh, your spouse is having problems, or your mother's having problems, or your father's having problems. Well, that's just too bad. Here we go. We're back online. So when you bring too much ego into a situation, too much judgmentalism, then you're not really meeting people where they're at. And you're not engaging them in an energy that's loving and accepting and warm. And that's really, good morning, Barbara, and that's really where a lot of the healing comes in, is not when people are told what to do, but when they're validated and loved and accepted, and they're given suggestions of things that they can do, that they might want to consider. That's the humility part. It's very easy because I help a lot of people, and I make them feel very good. I make them feel as if life is moving again, as if I have all the answers and I know exactly what they need to do. It's really easy to fall into my own trap of, well, why aren't they like this? Why aren't they doing this? If they would just do what I told them to do, then everything would be fine. It's easy to fall into that trap, but what that causes for us is it causes a lot of discontent within ourselves because people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They aren't doing what we told them to do. What if we know if they just did this, they would be fine? Good morning, Carol. So humility allows us all to be equal. No matter how great of a shaman you are, or a healer, or an energy healer, or a body worker, or a therapist, or a parent, or anything, if you don't look at someone as if they're equal, then you're not helping you and you're not helping them. So one of my favorite things to remember when I'm being judgmental, and it's easy to be judgmental at times for all of us, when I'm being in that place, I say to myself, you know what? If I had your genetics, if I had your past, if I had your experience, if I had your wiring, if I had your situation, if I had your environment and culture and background, if I had all of that, I would probably be doing the exact same thing. So it's not up to me to judge. It's not up for me to determine for somebody else what the right thing is or the wrong thing is. What's right for me is to show people that they might have other options and to believe in them and to believe in their ability to solve their problems, to have faith in them, to have faith that they as human beings have all the skills that they need. And my job is to believe in them when they don't believe in themselves. My job is to create a sacred space where they can hear themselves think and to give them new ideas and have conversations. That's shamanism at its core. Its core is between two people who are equals or multiple people who are equals. It's not someone up on stage creating magic, although that's an important part of it. As I said, that confidence creates a structure and a stability so people can let go and be vulnerable. It's the vulnerability. It's the connection. Good morning, Gretchen. It's the going out like I am today with, no makeup and my hair up in a bun and my Friday morning clothes because it's the day after Thanksgiving here in the U.S. and being authentic and vulnerable with people. That's where the true magic and miracles happen. Not in me pointing at somebody and say, if you would just do blah, 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 this would take care of everything. It's not about me being a guru on a mountain saying, go follow that and you will be saved or you will be healed. All those are important parts. But for anybody that works with me for any period of time, they know I laugh at myself more than I laugh at anything else. I laugh at me and our humanity and how we get trapped in these little tricks and ego and judgment and and patterns and desire to be right and insecurities. We all do. Oh my God, that's the process of being human. And we all have areas in our life where we've got every single answer and areas where we have no idea what we're talking about. My job is to help people take the answers they already know and apply them to the situation that they're in. You know, and maybe give them some dialogue or argument or discussion or fun conversation at the same time, you know, and to shed a little light on the situation and give them a safe place. Good morning, Michelle, where they can be exactly who they need to be right this moment. And some things that help them feel better so that they can reconnect to get them out of that fight or flight. So if you want to be the greatest shaman ever, what you need to know is you need to have a good balance of ego and humility. You need to be strong enough and confident enough that magic happens, that you can hold a sacred space for people. And you also need to be humble enough that you allow the magic to happen, because it's not just about you. It's about what's created between us when we come together. It's what's created when we toss a ball back and forth. It's not in these in rattles and vocables and good morning, Ro. How nice to see you. It's not in these magic tricks and tools in a magic bag. Although those are really helpful and important because they help break through, you know, the barriers and help us be vulnerable. It's about the magic that happens when we sit down with someone and we're ourselves and we open ourselves up, whether it's our anger or irritation or our frustration or our insecurities or our tears. It's when we allow ourselves to be open with another human being. And that is a true shaman. When someone feels safe enough to be with you, but challenged enough in order to look at themselves and find their answers and move in a positive direction. So that's it for this week for shamanism. Good morning, Marcia. That's it for this week for shamanism. I'm not quite sure what I'll do next week. Oh, I do know. I'm going to be in Hawaii and Maui next week. So Monday will be a great day. And then we leave on Tuesday. So I'm going to take everybody on adventures. I'm not going to be here at 8:15 like I normally am. It's going to be popping in and popping out, but my Facebook feed will certainly show it all. So if you've got thoughts, questions, ideas, put them in the comments section and become part of this wonderful movement of healers and healing and making the world a little bit better place. Thanks for joining me on my very humble morning, but still confident enough to know that that I can make a difference and that we can come together. So I hope you had a great week, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.